What's good, everybody? Welcome back to All Things Ash. So it is now October. For those of you who are watching this at a different time than when the video was made, it still counts for you as long as it resonates. If it doesn't resonate, that is totally fine. Y'all will have to excuse, Y'all will have to excuse my voice. I'm just waking up quite randomly at that. It is 4 o'clock in the morning for me. I'm not happy about it, but here I am. Really quick, when I was lighting this Palo Santo, the tip of it with lit up by the embers looked like an eye. Like an eye, like almost like a crocodile eye, a little bit, but possibly another creature, maybe some sort of lizard or something. I don't know if that means something to somebody, but an eye is what I got. It was quite vivid. So, just wanted to cleanse the space a little bit. Ooh, I need you guys to go ahead and hit that like button for me, please. It definitely helps my channel so that other people can get the message out too. And if you're interested, feel free to subscribe. Comment if you resonate with something that I mentioned. Even if you just want to put out an emoji, that's helpful just to know, that you guys are there. So, we are going to start with the traditional Rider Waite deck. This is also not going to be for any one sign. This is just going to be a random reading for collective. Since I was awakened for the 50th time, clearly Spirit wants me to download, so here we are. Interesting. Spirit, what is up with these reversals? So far, you guys, we have the 8 of Swords, the 5 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Pentacles, both in reverse. What's up with these reversals, Spirit? I mean, I'm going to tell y'all what I think about this in a little bit. Yeah, look at that. Can y'all see that? Okay. 8 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles in reverse. Those are both in reverse. The 5 of Wands is also in reverse, so it's not necessarily a bad thing. But your Emperor is in reverse too. Spirit, why? Just showing up. Showing up, you got the Sun at the bottom of the deck. 3 of Pentacles, interesting. Justice in reverse. Let's keep going. See what pops out again. Oh, some of these are already flipped. Queen of Cups in reverse. 3 of Wands in reverse. Why? It's just barely the beginning of October, Spirit. What's up? All right, look. The Sun is still at the bottom of the deck. At least it came back anyway. No. And then also the 3 of Pentacles also still at the bottom of the deck. So that's good. I guess Spirit is saying they want the Sun out. But we'll leave these like that, okay? I'm still going to set this to the side because we know it came at the bottom. Just want to make sure that y'all can see. Interesting. You got the... Wow. Everything is in reverse. And I know for a fact that this deck was pretty blended as far as what was upright and what was reversed. I checked it myself. And y'all saw me shuffle. Okay. All right, so you already saw the first few. 8 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles in reverse, 4 of Pentacles in reverse. Five of Wands in reverse, Emperor in reverse, Queen of Cups in reverse, Three of Wands and Two of Wands in reverse, Four of Swords also in reverse, and King of Swords in reverse. So y'all, listen, I know it's spooky season and whatnot officially since it's October. Whatever that means for you, whether you celebrate the American holiday, whether you celebrate a different holiday, or Dia de los Muertos, or algo así, whatever you celebrate, look, now is not the time to be in our heads because it is clearly affecting your whole world. This is not just for one particular person. This is for a lot of us, okay? This time of year can get really stressful for a lot of folks. People get triggered by certain things. People start to get nostalgic and they want to emulate things that maybe used to be and that no longer makes sense for today's day and age. And they start fucking shit up, basically, okay? Because y'all, like, people will get in their own way because of this whole nostalgic feelings that come with the holiday season and fall and whatnot, and just ruining relationships, ruining scenarios, situations, sabotaging things because of old feelings that no longer exist. Old feelings, old situations, old scenarios, old versions of themselves that no longer exist. This can be family, this can be in career and who you used to be in the Christmas party. It can be your family situation where, you know, you guys used to celebrate a specific way, but maybe you don't. It can even be romantic, and this is not necessarily a romantic reading right now. If it comes out that way, then I'll express that, but this is not necessarily romantic. For some of you, it may be, but if it is, then it's more so along the lines of, you know, maybe sabotaging the relationship in terms of expectations for how the holidays are celebrated, or maybe including certain family members or friends that are not healthy for you, or allowing yourself to be around them that are not healthy for you, that only bring you down, put you in a negative mind frame, and you start to doubt everything else. And it's just you know, Spirit is saying it's time to get out your head, okay? It's time to get out of our heads. We really need to be careful of this. It felt a little random and also not, because I wasn't even fully reading the cards right now. I was just going off of the energy that I got while shuffling. I want y'all to know that this is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just Spirit is saying you're being tested right now. We're all being tested right now. I don't know if y'all have been feeling that lately. We just had a full moon, which is cool. I'm not an astrologist or astrologer, so I'm not going to go too heavy into that, but I do know that, you know, we're typically within the shadow of the full moon 2 days before and 2 days after. So it makes sense that things are upside down, and at the same time, it don't need to be, because people get scared about full moons and things going on with the planets, and they make it seem like every shift is negative, and it's not. You just need to know how to work with the energy, okay? I know enough to know what not to do. Spirit is saying, do not assume negativity for this, okay? Yes, things are flipped upside down, but it's for a reason. So let's get further into this reading. Definitely in our heads about stuff. There's some sense of having been left out in the cold prior, and maybe for this reading, I'm getting the back and forth though. I'm getting a lot of back and forth. I'm getting a lot of back and forth as far as being in and out of the cold, because look, and it's definitely affecting money. Now, this is a clear in your head sign, right? But it's also an indication of a mental prison. Like, being in your head, yes, is a mental prison. You see how this person is strapped up around the arms and the waist by the same blindfold that's blinding their eyes, right? But their hair is free though. Their hair is free. I don't know if y'all can see that. The hair is free behind them, but the eyes are blindfolded. So they're still connected. And there's water right beneath their feet. They're still connected. It's just literally a mental prison. There's this back and forth travel going on. when this is an upright, it's like, okay, this person definitely feels left out. There's some sort of distance created here, some sort of maybe betrayal, some sort of resentment is actually the word that's coming to me for some odd reason. But with this being in reverse for this particular reading, it's getting that there's been a lot of back and forth. Maybe somebody kept going back to something or someone that they know that they shouldn't have because they were getting this feeling. They were getting shitted on. They were getting treated less than. And they kept going back, right? They kept going back and forth, trying to figure shit out, being in your head, trying to, make sense of things. Was it me? Is it them? What is it? And it's been affecting your money. Your money has been up and down and up and down. And I say up and down, not just down, because when this is upright, when this Four of Pentacles is upright, it means that there's some sort of holding on, some sort of clenching, right? You see how this pentacle is being like held in the center, right? This person is all about money on their crown, on their feet, and in their core. However, they're holding on too tight, way too tight. And so then when you put it in reverse, then you're letting it go and it's just falling out too fast. You're spending too much, and then next thing you know, things are tight because maybe you spent too much, so like there's a lot of back and forth, and it's emulated in your pockets. It's emulated in the things that are and are not manifesting. There was a lot of chaos here. Too many wands, too many things going on, too many opinions, too many people, too many energies. It's just too much was going on here, and it looks like these are starting to fall out by the wayside. But in that, the Emperor is being thrown off his game. Okay, whether you're the Emperor or the Empress, however you choose to identify, it's being thrown off their game. You're still that person. You're still that Emperor or Empress. You're still on your throne. It's just that all of this chaos has thrown you off to a point of stumbling a little bit, right? And how do you stumble when you're sitting on your throne? Because not only is the Emperor up in reverse, but the Queen of Cups is in reverse, and so is your King of Swords. So before we go any further, let's look a little bit into what these individual cards embody, because this is a lot of heavy hitters. In the reverse, and I don't like that. Yeah, Emperor in reverse. Tyranny, domination, headstrong. There's a domineering force in your life, whether it's coming from you, your boss, or your father figure. Dealing with authority has left you feeling powerless under their controlling presence. Either you bend to the rules or you decide to stand up for yourself against this authoritative entity. This is a time where you feel inspired to start your own venture. Freeing yourself from the routine of corporate life and rigid bosses will allow you to become your own emperor so that you can carve your own path. You have a low-key disdain for authority, but there may very well be a need for structure in your life. Creating your own structure with day-to-day activities can provide flexibility, as it allows you to spend less time on organization and more time on creating the life you want to live. Interesting. It's interesting that they mentioned issues with authority and a domineering force, because I was very much getting mother and father vibes, even though these are not matching cards and the Empress is not out. Queen of Cups is very much a motherly energy. The thing is it's a nurturing energy. And so for this to also be in reverse, I was thinking more mom energy, and I know that the Emperor is the father of the deck. So it's interesting that they're mentioning that, because for some of y'all, this is a dad issue. For some of y'all, this is a mom issue. For some of y'all, this is a both parents issue. For some of y'all, this is just imbalance within your parenting, within authority figures in general, within the influences when it comes to authority, but also emotion. Okay, Queen Cups is emotion. So let's get into that one right quick. I like to go back to the guidebook sometimes, because it gives me further insight. Each guidebook has different descriptions, and it definitely is all going to be similar, but also very different interpretations. Each interpretation when I choose to reference them for a reading is helpful because the delivery of the message can resonate differently for somebody else. So I try to be fair and give you guys, you know, the resource that they provide with these decks as well. So, and even if it doesn't come specifically with the deck, I will sometimes refer to a guidebook, just for further insight, because sometimes I have a hard time articulating the message. And sometimes it's just further reinforced. So, yeah. Queen of Cups in reverse. Restriction, delusion, over-emotional. A lack of spiritual fulfillment has left you craving deeper meaning and connection. Bottled up emotions are in danger of bursting, leaving you constantly frustrated and overwhelmed. Feelings may be considered weakness in your upbringing, and as a result, you can feel uncomfortable with being vulnerable. Living in a fantasy has... Blah, blah, blah. Spirits say go back. Feelings have made... Blah, damn. Further, they said, okay. Bottled up emotions are in danger of bursting, leaving you constantly frustrated and overwhelmed. Feelings may be considered weakness in your upbringing, and as a result, you feel uncomfortable with being vulnerable. Living in a fantasy has you glassy-eyed with unrealistic expectations. Mood swings and manipulative behavior keep you at a safe distance, where the Queen of Cups reversed can rule with the ravage of rage and melancholy. This sounds like a Pisces, to be honest. Other people's emotions feed off of you to where you begin to take them on as your own, create healthy boundaries, and learn to listen to what you are truly feeling, not projections. Protect your magic. You are the queen of your emotions. This sounds like a fucking Pisces. Also, this could be Cancer, Scorpio, because all three of those are water signs. But in this particular reading, I'm getting Pisces. This... the mood swings, the manipulative behavior, keeping things at a distance, rage and melancholy. That's interesting. Other people's emotions feed off of you to where you begin to take them on as your own. Yeah, yeah. I suppose it can be, it definitely can be any sign, but the water signs specifically is what's standing out for me. Very much because it is a water suit. Jeez, you guys, all these reversals. The Three of Wands and the Three of Wands followed by the Two of Wands in reverse is real interesting. Let's see what the guidebook has to say. This is real interesting. Because remember I told you there's a lot of back and forth? Like the Two of Wands upright, he's looking back, right? But he's got the world in his hands. So it's melancholy and there's a gloom in the air. But he's got one wand behind him and one wand in his hand. He's looking the world, the globe in his other hand. So he's getting ready to move on and he's sad about it, right? He knows that a new journey awaits him. There's maybe some hesitation about it, but he knows what needs to be done. But it's in reverse. So it's like, are you moving or are you not? But it's also following the Three of Wands in reverse. The Three of Wands is, okay, I've accepted the new path. I'm moving forward now. Look, they've switched positions. It looks like they're on a very similar, if not the same cliff, just in a different position. But, I mean, different backgrounds, of course, right? But how do you know that this person is not just right over there? How do you know that they're not just right outside this castle? Either way, whatever peak they're standing on, they're still on top of them. They're still on top of a peak. They're still overlooking everything that's in front of them, everything that's left to go. Except now, instead of facing backwards, they're facing forward with their back to us, cloaked, right? So their cloak has changed. They've got armor underneath now. They're more prepared for this journey. The atmosphere is now golden rather than gray, so things are looking up. They're still holding on to this one wand, except now two are behind him instead of the one. So somebody is letting go. Somebody's having a hard time of letting go of things, because these things that are behind you, these wands that are behind you, it's like, you know, like you know that the journey forward needs to be had when these are in the upright position. But the fact that these are in the reversal means you are hesitating big time. Somebody is really fighting this because somebody really wants to stay stuck in the past, is what I'm getting. I could keep reading from the book. I'm just letting y'all know what I'm getting. I'm not going to read too much from the book, though, but because I want y'all to get the genuine message that I'm downloading. But just a little overview. Yeah. Three of Wands in reverse, barriers, poor planning, obstacle. Obstacle after obstacle has left you feeling frustrated and apprehensive. You can see the big picture, however, there are blocks along the way. Plans with not only a timeline but a deadline have been thrashed. Feels like time wasted. Constant state of overwhelm, thrown off your game. See? Yep, thrown off. The Emperor is thrown off. Poor planning, shaky foundations. Yep. There's this phrase that interestingly enough has come into my life in the past year and a half or so, that I never would have thought to say if it wasn't presented within the situation. And Spirit is saying that this applies here for some of y'all, in that some of y'all are trying to build a foundation with broken bricks. This is not for everybody, and this is not for any one particular sign, but some of y'all are trying to build a foundation on broken bricks, and it's not working. It's not working. Why? Because things keep crumbling, because there's cracks in them, because some of them are chipped. And once you get things stacked up, the pressure and the weight of everything on top that is solid is going to bring what is cracked and broken beneath it down. It's not going to sustain it. It's not going to be able to hold it up. And you've got all of these perfect, beautiful bricks on top that's doing exactly what it needs to do. Completely solid, completely full, sturdy, holding up the foundation. Thinking it's holding up the foundation. Let's personify it for a second, right? Thinking it's holding up the foundation, and then out of nowhere, just the weight of it being its natural self, its natural state. This is for somebody in your life, I'm getting, or something in your life. Something or someone being in its natural state, doing what it's supposed to do, seems like too much because the foundation is not right. The foundation is broken. The foundation is not sturdy. The foundation was not swept before these other bricks started being placed on top. There's some maintenance and cleaning that needs to be done, because when it all comes crumbling down, it's not fair to these bricks that are full to now be in jeopardy of being crumpled, of being damaged, because what was underneath it, what came before it, couldn't sustain it. It has nothing to do with that. These bricks are completely separate bricks. Why ruin perfectly good bricks for a foundation because these other ones are broken? That's senseless. That's stupid. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Spirit is saying you need to go back to the foundation and slowly, very carefully, remove what you can of the bricks that are still solid in order to preserve them. Remove everything that's been damaged in the process. That means the bricks that were originally broken, that means, and leaving dust and crumbs and all of this residue behind, and then also the ones that have been compromised since then, because let's be real, it's the compromise that started to creep up the wall, right? It's started to creep up the wall of bricks. It's a very vivid vision that I'm getting right now, so bear with me. I'm going to continue with the reading in a moment, but Spirit is saying you need to go through and slowly, not necessarily dismantle, but pull apart the different pieces of this wall that's been built. And for some of you guys, this wall is a part of the foundation, right? For protection. And for some of you guys, this wall is an unnecessary wall that has absolutely nothing to do with holding up the foundation. So for some of you guys, all of these bricks are supposed to crumble. Okay, all of these building blocks in this situation are supposed to crumble because it was never supposed to be in the first place. And then for others of you, it is your task and your challenge and your test to go and preserve the bricks that are still of use and remove them from those that are going to jeopardize them. separate them, clean up the foundation, discard of the ones that no longer serve you, get rid of them, and then take those bricks that are still solid and rebuild. Rebuild while you still can, before you end up like the rest of the folks whose bricks are supposed to all break. Because that's not for everybody in this reading. Um, that felt like it went way left field, but honestly, that's what Spirit is telling me to share with you. So that's what you need to hear, apparently. Let's see. Two of Wands in reverse. Doubt, limitations, comfort zone. Yeah. Yep, there's a lot of back and forth. And see, and that's the thing, it's like doubt, limitations, comfort zone has a lot to do with being in your head, right? So, you know, you've got the world in front of you, but you keep going back. Remember I told you there's a lot of hesitation here? You keep going back and forth, back and forth. So hesitation, limitations, comfort zone. Not making any real progress without concrete next steps. You notice how they worded that, without concrete next steps, okay? Concrete, bricks, big time, like, come on now. This is about somebody's foundation here. This is big picture vision. Yep, narrow down your ideas to the one that will get you where you want to go. Prioritize your passion. Resistance, going down. Road ahead offers many possibilities, experiencing resistance to go down that path. Fear of leaving familiar ground, and you would prefer to stay in your comfort zone, even though you may realize that it is limiting how much you can grow. Listen to your inner voice and let it guide you to where your inspiration lies. Give yourself permission to follow your passion. What'd I tell y'all? You're getting in your own way, okay? It's time to stop the back and forth. Nah, we ain't got time for that shit. Is what Spirit is saying. Ain't no time for all that. Figure it out, because all this back and forth, this wishy-washy energy is not helping nobody. Okay, let's see. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. You guys, someone here is influencing someone in some way. This back and forth is not just of your own doing, okay? A lot of folks here are allowing themselves to be influenced by something or someone in some area, and possibly multiple someones, which is probably why we've got this Five of Wands right here. This can be your support system. Oftentimes it is a support system because they think that they know you. They have an idea of who you are to them based on who you used to be, and they don't see that you are changing and evolving, and if they do, they don't like it. Okay, our loved ones will sabotage the fuck out of our own lives because they don't like that we're changing beyond what they knew us as. Somebody is planting seeds of doubt somewhere. It can be, I'm getting someone's mom. There's another, especially with this Queen of Cups in reverse, there's another male energy. Doesn't necessarily need to be the father, but maybe someone who stepped up in the place of a father, someone who takes on a lot of responsibilities that the father maybe should have taken, right? That person, even though they have stepped up in that way and assumed responsibility, these two energies here, this masculine and feminine energy, is in reverse because their intentions are in the wrong space. You know, they may think that they have the right intentions for you, and they're probably very genuine in that, right? But The thing is that doesn't mean that there's not something subconscious going on. Hurt people hurt people. Misery loves company. They say these things for a reason, okay? When people vibrate at a certain frequency and someone is elevating above that, they don't want them to go. So they do and say what they can, you know, to make them think differently about a situation, or to, you know, tell them what they would do in a situation, just to, you know, like, keep them in that state, keep them in that energy. It's not okay. Spirit is saying that you need to cut all that shit out. You're not quite there at burnout yet, but if you keep allowing these influences to these energies to influence you, you will be burnt out. It's going to catch up to you. It's going to put you on your ass if you're not careful. And you see how these swords are hanging right above these top 3 chakras? The crown, the throat, the heart. And you're laying above a sword. Don't do it. This laying above a sword is telling me that there's a secret here. Swords are clarity, truth, intellect, communication. There's a secret here, especially with the King of Swords in reverse right next to it. There's something that's being protected and hidden, and it's about to come out. These swords are about to reveal everything. It's not when you expect or how you expect, and for some of you, it's going to come in an outburst of frustration. Maybe someone is going to get frustrated at the fact that, I don't know, maybe you're onto them. Maybe they realize that they can't keep the secret anymore. Maybe you're not onto them. Well, you are now, but maybe they're having a hard time keeping the secret for whatever reason, whether it's you, whether it's somebody else, letting them know that, hey, you can't keep this much longer. Something's up and it's being recognized. Either way, it's coming out. It's definitely coming out because some clarity needs to be had. And see, the thing is what's blowing my mind is all of this seemingly negative energy, right? But what you have at the bottom of the deck was the Sun and then the 3 of Pentacles upright. So this is what you don't see coming. The Sun is coming to illuminate all of this. It's coming to heal and help grow all of this. But you got to do the work. You really got to take heed on this message is what Spirit is saying. Because if you don't, Knight of Pentacles, more stagnancy. Like, that's what can happen. No, we're not going that far. No, Spirit. The three of Pentacles, okay, there's some sort of contract, some sort of higher commitment, maybe next step planning for somebody here. For some of y'all, if it is about love, it can be engagement. Look at that. 10 of Swords coming in fast if you don't do the work. Like, let's be real. Spirit is not playing. Don't end up as that 10 of Swords. That's not cute. The Sun is coming. You got to get prepared. Everything is about to come out, okay? Everything is about to come out, whether you like it or not. So you might as well get ahead of it. That's interesting. I really was hoping that this was going to be a different kind of reading because this energy has been real strong in my realm lately. And I didn't want that for you guys. I was hoping it was going to be a different reading. And it's not that this is a bad reading. It's just that